be teaching about the topic crisis intervention. This topic is for BSc third year. So let us see what is the definition of crisis. Okay, so what do you mean by crisis? It means that in a very difficult situation, okay, or any circumstances that are not able to cope up, okay, or any disturbed event in your life or in someone's life. So that is called a crisis. So crisis is defined as a dramatic emotional or circumstantial upheaval or circumstantial situation in a personal life, and it is a stage in which it is a stage in a sequence of events at which the trend of all the future events, especially for better or determined, is a turning point. So if the stages of life they are not properly followed, okay, or there is some some event in your life that is that is making an imbalance, okay, for you to follow. So that is like a crisis. Okay, so this is the definition of crisis. Now, there are many types of crisis. There are mainly three types. One is maturational or also known as developmental crisis. Second is called the situational crisis, वो जो situation पे depend करते हैं. And third is called the adventitious crisis. So let us see the three in details the types of crisis. So first is the developmental crisis. मतलब gradually it is developing. ठीक है? So this crisis is also known as maturational crisis. It occurs at any transitional period in a normal growth and development. Okay, so in a person's life also, okay, when as the growth and development process is taking place, there can be some crisis. Okay, or suppose like a teenager, okay, when she is going into an adolescent age or when she is going to an adult age, okay, when she has to get married, so that is like a changing period, okay, like it is like a disturbing event, okay, that she has to change from being a teenager and now she has to go into adulthood. Or for example, you can take a school child, okay, a school children. So for a preschool children, from there to go to a teenage group, so it is totally different. Okay, so there are some events that occurs in between, and that is called developmental crisis. So this the transitional periods where individual move into successive stage often generates disequilibrium. So there is an imbalance. Okay, when you have to change from one destination to another destination, so there is some imbalance. Okay, the equilibrium is not properly maintained. तो उसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि crisis हो जाते हैं. Okay, there are some events or changes or circumstances that are not properly functioned. So that is called developmental crisis. Individuals are required to make cognitive and behavioral changes that accompanies the development. Precipitate factors are normal stresses of development. For example, like adolescence, then retirement. Okay, suppose your father or mother, they are for now they are working. Okay, then when the when the age for retirement comes, then they have to retire. So that is like a crisis. Okay, so it is changing from one event to another event. So this is called developmental crisis. Then you can also give an example of marriage, okay, and parenthood. So this is nothing but developmental crisis. Next is the situation crisis. It is a response to a sudden and unavoidable traumatic event. So there are some events, okay, which are very traumatic and we cannot avoid. We have to acknowledge, we have to accept the event, okay, the traumatic event. Okay, for example, like if if someone who is very close to you from the family has passed away or expired, so you have some connections with that person. Okay, so when that person is expired, so there is some crisis in between. Okay, so that is called situational crisis. It affects the person's identity, okay, and role. So situational crisis is a response to a sudden and unavoidable traumatic event that largely affects a person's identity. Okay, own identity is also affected and the role also that we are playing is also affected. So example of events that can participate situational crisis are, for example, unexpected job loss. Okay. Next is serious car accident. If there's a car accident also, that also has a, it brings a change. Okay. Then loss of husband or loss of a wife. Then academic failure. Okay. Birth of a child who is disabled or who has congenital defect, or a diagnosis with chronic illness or terminal illness. Okay, so crisis in ICU is mostly the situational crisis. Okay, so patients coming from being transferred from surgical ward or from post-operative ward. Okay, when they are in a very critical condition, then some patients, because of low immunity or because of organ dysfunction, then their situation or their health condition becomes a terminal illness. Okay, means that there are chances that they can die. So this is a situational crisis. Okay, in ICU. So and these situational crisis, it affects how the people perceive about themselves. Okay, how much confidence they are having about themselves, or how much they are seeing themselves in that situation. Okay, so it affects a person's identity also, it affects their role and responsibility also. So this is a situational crisis. And the last is adventitious crisis, or we call it as social crisis. Okay, so with the word of social means society. Okay, so social crisis is accidental, it is uncommon, and it is unanticipated, which we are not expecting it. Okay, and it results in a multiple losses and radical environmental change. So example like earthquake or flood, or you can say war, okay, or you can say coronavirus, okay, or a fire in the house. So all these are some social crises. These crises affect too many people who experience both acute and post-traumatic stress reaction. This type of crisis is unlike, it is totally different from maturational crisis and situational crisis, because it doesn't occur in the lives of the people. Okay, so this is adventitious crisis. So how to intervention means we have to do some planning, okay, and we have to act upon it. So this is crisis intervention. It refers to the methods used to offer immediate or short help, okay, to individual who experience an event or who experience such crisis in their life that produces emotional problems, mental problems, physical problem, and behavioral stress. A crisis can refer to any situation in which an individual perceives a sudden loss of his or her ability to use effective problem solving and coping skills. Okay, so in order to prevent such crisis, we have to take care. Okay, we have to be confident. We have to maintain our our roles and responsibilities in life. And if such crisis has happened in their life, then we have to give some intervention. Okay, so there are some methods which we will try to deal with this crisis. Then goals of crisis intervention. There are some goals. Number one is to decrease emotional stress and protect the crisis victim from additional stress. So our main aim, our main goal here is to decrease the emotional stress and also to prevent the victim from getting any other stress other than emotional stress, or it can be because of behavioral stress or mental stress. Okay, next, to assist the victim in organizing and mobilizing resources or support system to meet the unique needs and reach a solution for the particular situation that precipitated the crisis. So we have to assist the victim, okay, in his or her life, and also we have to assist with the resources, how to meet the needs of the patient, okay, and we have to prepare, okay, like a disaster preparedness, okay. So here also for the crisis, we have to prepare a patient for such complications to happen. The aims of crisis intervention are: number one, to assist the individual in the recovery from the crisis and to prevent serious long-term problems. Number two, to reduce the intensity of an individual's emotional, mental, physical, and behavioral reaction to crisis. To help the individual return to the levels of functioning before the crisis. Next, there are some principles of crisis uh, intervention, and these are, we have, okay, as a nurse, we have to be specific, we have to use concise statements and avoid overwhelming the patient with irrelevant questions. So we do not ask irrelevant questions. We have to ask direct questions, and we use be specific and use concise statements when we talk to the patient. Next, encourage the expression of feelings. We try to tell the patient to express what are their feelings, what are they, what fears do they have. So all that feelings they have to express. A calm and controlled presence reassures the person that the nurse can help. So we have to give a calm environment, and we have to be calm also to the patient. We have to be patient also. We have to, wait till the patient will express their feelings, uh, their views or opinions. Next, listen for facts and feelings. Seeking clarification, paraphrasing, and reflection are effective strategies. Next, allow the sufficient time for individuals to involve to process information and ask questions. So we have to give time, okay, for them to answer the questions also, and to express their views. What are some of the requisites for the effective crisis intervention? So what are the some things that we need to follow for crisis intervention to be very effective? Number one is provide individual with the opportunity to communicate by talking. So as a nurse, we have to avoid talking so much. Okay, we have to give a chance for the patient to talk. Next, being attentive to verbal and non-verbal cues. Okay, so as a nurse, you have to be very attentive. Okay, how are they reacting? What gestures they are making? How is the body reaction? What is the body movement? Okay, when they answer the questions, all that we have to we have to check. Next, pleasant, interested intonation of voice. So we have the voice that we are going to speak to the patient also should be pleasing. It should not be very rude. Okay, it should be interesting also. We try to maintain good eye contact with the patient, posture, and appropriate social distance if in a face-to-face situation. Next, remaining undistracted, we should be open, honest, and sincere as a nurse. Then, as a nurse, you have to ask open-ended questions. Okay, and we have to ask permission and never acting on assumptions. And last is checking out sensitive cross-cultural factors. So we have to make sure that whatever we are saying, it should not be sensitive, okay, to their religious factors or cultural factors. Okay, so we have to check all that. The length of time for crisis intervention, it may range from one session, or it can take weeks, okay, or 4 weeks. Okay, the crisis intervention is not sufficient for individuals with long-standing problems, and it may range from 20 minutes to 2 hours. Okay, or more than 2 hours. It can take time for the patient to express their views, to express their feelings. The place of intervention, okay, so we can give crisis intervention in hospital emergency room, or in counseling centers, mental health clinic, school, or social service agencies and crisis centers. So there are some techniques for crisis intervention. First is the catharsis. Okay, it is the release of feelings that takes place as the patient talks about emotionally charged areas. So catharsis is nothing but when a person is able to express their views, express their feelings. Okay, they are being open to the nurse. Whatever problems they are having in their life, they are able to express it to the nurse. Means, okay, and they also talk about emotionally charged areas. Okay, the emotions also they come out. So that is catharsis. Next is clarification. So as a nurse, we have to clarify. We have to encourage the patient to express more clearly about the relationship between the events. Okay. So suppose like if there is an accident, okay, the patient obviously nobody wants to express or wants to say about the accident that has happened in their life, but we can try to encourage. Okay, and we should be we should be calm, we should be patient. We have to in a way we have to talk with the patient in such a way that they will um, uh, give more information about the accident. Next suggestion, influencing a person to accept an idea or brief. Okay, so it is like suggesting some ideas, okay, or making a person uh, try to express their feelings. So we are trying to give some suggestions. Okay, so influencing a person to accept an idea or a belief, particularly the belief that the nurse can help and that the person will in time feel better. Okay, so there are some suggestions that that will help the patient become more positive. Next is the reinforcement of behavior, that is giving the patient positive response to adaptive behavior. So as a nurse, we have to give some positive comments. But we have to make sure that the patient will have some positive outcome of their life. Okay, we have to make sure that that they do not think about the accident very regularly. Okay, and next is support of defenses. We have to encourage the use of healthy adaptive defenses and discourage those which are unhealthy. Okay, so as a nurse, we have to encourage the patient to follow some healthy practices. Okay, and avoid the unhealthy ones, like avoid smoking, avoid drugs. Okay, avoid being alone, avoid such suicide cases. Okay, so these all we have to support and we have to encourage. Okay, for healthy activities. Next, we have to we have to increase the patient's self-esteem also. Okay, self-esteem is meaning self-worth or self-confident. Okay, that you are strong within self to do something better. Okay, so that is self-esteem. So as a nurse, we have to encourage the patient to increase their self-esteem. Okay, to be more confident, to be more positive in their life. Okay, then next is exploration of solution. So by examining by checking what the patient is saying about the accident or about the crisis, then we can give some solutions also. So those were the techniques of crisis intervention. Okay, so the therapeutic technique while performing crisis intervention. Okay, so these are some of the techniques that we have to perform. First is display acceptance and concern and attempt to establish a positive relationship. So we have to accept what the patient is saying. We have to be calm. Okay, we have to be patient, and we have to have that good IPR with the patient. Okay. Next, encourage the patient to discuss the present feelings like denial, guilt, grief, or anger. Help the person to confront the reality of the crisis by gaining an intellectual as well as emotional understanding of the situation. So we have to encourage the patient or help the patient to deal with the reality. Okay, that they have to forget whatever has happened in their past and then they should move on and become positive. Explain that the person's emotions are a normal reaction to the crisis. Avoid giving false reassurance. Clarify fantasy, contrasting them with facts. Set limits on destructive behavior. Emphasize the person's responsibility for behavior and decisions. Assist the person in seeking help with everyday activities of daily living until the resolution occurs. Nursing intervention is evaluated and modified as necessary. So whatever interventions we are giving, whatever solutions we are giving to the patient, it should be documented also. Okay, so these are some of the interventions of crisis. Okay, so I hope this is clear about today's topic, that is crisis intervention. Okay, so thank you class.